So let's talk about the fifth James Bond flick, one of my favorites with Sean Connery, You Only Live Twice. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews presents The Summer of 007. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to you as the Big D, so I'm going to be bringing to you another review of the James Bond series produced by Eon Productions, and it's You Only Live Twice from 1967, starring Sean Connery once again playing James Bond. And the film was directed by Lewis Gilbert, who would later go on to direct two other Bond flicks, The Spy Who Loved Me and Moonraker. Expect reviews of those next month, which those both starred the third overall Bond, Roger Moore. Well, not overall. Well, okay, scratch it. Not the third overall, but the third we would see on the big screen, though. The screenplay for this was written by Roald Dahl. That's right, you heard me correctly, as in the guy who did books like James and the Giant Peach, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Matilda, and a host of others. Loosely based on the 1964 novel of the same name by Ian Fleming, this is the first Bond film to discard most of Fleming's plot, using only a few characters and locations from the book as the background for an entirely new story. In this movie, Bond is dispatched to Japan after American and Soviet crewed spacecraft disappear mysteriously in orbit, each nation blaming the other amidst the Cold War. And Bond travels secretly to a remote Japanese island to find the perpetrators and comes face to face with the head of Spectre, who we see completely, Ernst Stavro Blofeld. Of course, Blofeld was previously a partially unseen character in previous Bond movies. But anyway, let's get into our story. American NASA spacecraft Jupiter 16 is hijacked from orbit by an unidentified spaceship. The United States suspects it to be the work of the Soviets, but the British suspect Japanese involvement since the spacecraft, after having swallowed Jupiter 16, landed in the Sea of Japan. To investigate, MI6 operative James Bond is sent to Tokyo after faking his own death in Hong Kong and being buried at sea from HMS Tenby. Upon his arrival, Bond attends a sumo match where he is approached by Japanese Secret Service agent Aki, who takes him to meet MI6 operative Dicko Henderson. Henderson claims to have critical evidence about the rogue craft, but is killed before he can elaborate. Bond chases and kills the assailant, taking the assailant's clothing as a disguise, and is driven in the getaway car to Osato Chemicals. Once there, Bond subdues the driver and breaks into the office safe of the company's president, Mr. Osato. After obtaining secret documents, Bond is pursued by armed security, but is rescued by Aki, who flees to a secluded subway station. Bond chases her, but falls down a trapdoor leading to the office of the head of the Japanese Secret Service, Tiger Tanaka. The stolen documents are examined and found to include a photograph of the cargo ship Ningpo, with a microdot message saying the tourist who took the photo was killed as a security precaution. While at Tanaka's spa, Bond meets with Aki again. Having developed feelings for each other, the pair kiss and Bond carries Aki to his bed. Bond goes back to Osato Chemicals to meet Mr. Osato himself, masquerading as a potential new buyer. Osato humors Bond, but after their meeting, he orders his secretary, Helga Brandt, to have him killed. Both are revealed to be Spectre agents. Outside the building, Assassins open fire on Bond before Aki rescues him again, and soon the two drive to Kobe, where the Ningpo is docked. They investigate the company's dock facilities and discover that the ship was delivering elements for rocket fuel. They are discovered, but Bond eludes the henchmen until Aki gets away. However, Bond is captured. He wakes tied up in Brent's cabin on the Ningpo. Brent interrogates Bond before seducing him. Brent flies Bond to Tokyo the next day, but en route she sets off a flare in the plane and seals Bond in his seat and bails out, assuming Bond will die in the crash. Bond manages to evade the trap, lands the plane, and flees before it explodes. After finding out where the Ming Po unloaded, Bond flies over the area in a heavily armed gyro created by Q called Little Nelly. Near a volcano, Bond is attacked by and defeats 4 helicopters, confirming his suspicions that the enemy's base is nearby. A Soviet spacecraft is then captured in orbit by another unidentified craft, heightening tensions with the U.S. The mysterious spaceship lands in an extensive base hidden inside a volcano. It soon turns out that the true mastermind behind this is Ernst Stavro Blofeld, the mysterious leader of Spectre, who has been hired by a great power strongly implied to be the People's Republic of China to start a Soviet-American war, in order for them to destroy each other so that China can replace them as the world's new superpower. Blofeld summons Osato and Brandt to his office to answer for not having killed Bond. Osato immediately blames his assistant Brandt. Blofeld gives them a last chance, but as Brandt leaves, he activates a mechanism that drops her to her death in a pool filled with piranhas. Blofeld then orders Osato to kill Bond. Bond then meets Tanaka and Aki in Kyoto, where they plan to infiltrate the island by disguising Bond as a Japanese fisherman, alongside a wife who cannot be Aki, as she is not known on the island amongst Tiger himself and 100 of his ninjas. That night, a Spectre assassin tries to poison Bond while he and Aki are sleeping together. However, the pair move in their sleep at the last minute and Aki is killed instead. Alright, now to the final act ending. You know the procedure. 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box. Fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, please continue on. Here we go. Okay, you've been warned. Following a second attempt on his life by another assassin, Bond is introduced to Tanaka's student Kissy Suzuki, who is to act as his wife. Acting on her lead, a funeral for an ama girl who died recently, the pair with Connery, sorry if I mispronounced this, a cave booby-trapped with poison, and the volcano above it, establishing that the mouth of the volcano is disguised hatch to the secret rocket base. Bond slips in while Kissy goes to alert Tanaka. Bond locates and frees the captured American and Soviet astronauts with their help, steals a spacesuit in an attempt to infiltrate the Spectre spacecraft. Bird 1. However, Blofeld spots Bond mishandling his equipment and he is detained while Bird 1 is launched with a backup astronaut. Bond is taken to his control room where he meets Blofeld face to face for the first time. Blofeld kills Osato to demonstrate the price of failure to kill Bond. Bird 1 closes in on an American space capsule, and the U.S. forces prepare to launch a nuclear attack on the USSR. Meanwhile, a team of Japanese ninjas trained by Tanaka approach the base's entrance, but are detected and fired upon. Bond manages to open the hatch, laying in the ninjas. During the ensuing battle, Bond fights his way back to the control room, kills Blofeld's bodyguard Hans by tossing him into the piranha pool, and activates Bird 1's self-destruct before it reaches the American craft. The Americans promptly stand down their forces. Bear with me, everyone. Blofeld activates the base's self-destruct system, a bomb that triggers a volcanic eruption and escapes. Bond, Kissy, Tanaka, and the surviving ninjas leave before the eruption destroys the base and are picked up by the Japanese maritime forces and the British Secret Service. End of story, my friends. Bear with me a moment of silence. Alright, now, what did I think of You Only Live Twice? Well, I actually liked it and what have you. Now, during the filming of this, it was announced that Sean Connery would retire from the role of Bond. But after one film's absence, he returned for Diamonds Are Forever, which will be reviewed next week, and later the non-Eon Bond film Never Say Never Again, which was a soft remake of the previous Bond movie, Thunderball, which I forgot to mention. There is you might have seen the card come up early on if you didn't see the other Bond flick reviews. Okay. Anyway, nevertheless, the film did well, making 111 million worldwide. But the film was the first in a series to have a decline in box office revenue, owing to the oversaturation of the spy movie genre contributed by the franchise's imitators, including the recent poorly received competing licensed Bond film Casino Royale that was released the same in the same year. But I haven't seen it yet because it's more of a comedy and what have you. But anyway, story's pretty good in ways. Well, it's loosely based on the story. But anyway, John Barry returns to do the score for this, which is once again good. And of course, its theme song is what makes this film really good, done by Nancy Sinatra, which is really good. Now, our cast does include, aside from Sean Connery, there's Akiko Wakabayashi as Aki, Mihama as Kissy Suzuki, Nikki Vanderzil, though uncredited, does the voice, well, the dubbed voice for Suzuki. Tetsuro Tamba plays Tiger Tanaka, Toru Shimada plays Mr. Osato, Karen Dorr plays Helga Brandt, plus also we have back with us Bernard Lee as M, Lois Maxwell as Miss Moneypenny, and Desmond Llewellyn as Q. Also, Charles Gray plays Dico Henderson, and playing Blofeld is Donald Pleasence, who this was way before he became a big star with him playing Dr. Loomis in the original Halloween, but he did some other flicks before this. I know he was in the original Fantastic Voyage before this, and of course, later on he'd be in oh yeah, Escape to Witch Mountain, that's it. And lots of other movies. Anyway, I really liked it. It's not too bad. It is the current top fan of mine, but again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. That might change soon. But even so, I think it's pretty good and what have you in ways. A little bit of that was kind of spoofed a little bit in the second Austin Powers movie, The Spy Who Shagged Me. But anyway, with a good story, great score, and a great theme song, and great performances by the cast, would I recommend You Only Live Twice? Well, I'd say hell yeah. If you're a completionist and you want to see more James Bond, go for it. This is another good movie. I mean, well, its story might not be based on the actual story completely, said because I said it was loosely. But even so, You Only Live Twice is definitely up there. So anyway, let me know what you thought about You Only Live Twice in the comments section below. If you liked the video, click the like button below, subscribe to my channel, be a part of the Big D Nation. And next week, I will continue the series with Our Majesty's Secret Service. But anyway, and Very soon there'll be some more coming up. Excuse me, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Now, again, like I said, the summer 007 will resume on the 17th of next week with Our Majesty's Secret Service. But join me next time when I bring to you the 40th anniversary review of one of the great adventure flicks of the 80s, Raiders of the Lost Ark, the film that introduced us to Indiana Jones. Thanks for watching, and if you like this, you may want to check out some of these other movies. In the upper left-hand corner is my review for Mission Impossible, which celebrated its 25th anniversary last month. The upper right-hand corner is my review of the Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, film I was talking about. Or if you'd like, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my review of, well, a non-spy movie, but a little bit of a funny movie, Peter Rabbit, in order to promote the new movie Peter Rabbit to the Runaway, which opens this weekend. Expect a spoiler-free review, maybe, okay? In the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.